Men often seek intimacy while women look for protection and provision. The problem is that men's resources are often redirected into programs supporting women. With fewer initiatives in place for men on dating apps, men typically seek genuine connections, aiming to meet compatible people. In contrast, women often prioritize securing matches, sometimes without intending to meet in person. This can make finding a meaningful connection feel like finding a needle in a haystack. When we explore data on attractiveness, men's selectivity may lead to more swipes, overshadowing women's attractiveness. Considering that a significant number of men struggle with their physical relationships, dating apps seem to skew the odds against them. Even trans women tend to get more matches than many men. Women enjoy a high match rate despite a lower swipe right rate, while most men receive 0 matches daily, depicting the dating app landscape starkly. If you manage to secure matches, especially with responsive or conventionally attractive women, you're in the top percentage. Meaningful conversations put you in the top 5%, and transitioning to real-life dates places you in the top 1 to 2%. It's a wild and unpredictable world out there for those fortunate enough to fall within the top 5%. Yet perplexed by the lack of women initiating conversations, here's a revelation. These ladies are often messaging the top 2% of guys first, only to anticipate validation by expecting those in the top 2 to 5% to make the first move. It's as if men are neatly compartmentalized into 3 distinct categories. 95% get no matches, 3% are deemed worthy of matching to seek validation, and the privileged 2% are the ones who are messaged first, reaping the rewards of genuine interest. But don't be disheartened if you find yourself in the niche of guys who can amass 10 likes within a 24 to 48-hour time frame. Even then, the chances of women showing genuine interest by initiating a conversation remain slim. If, by some stroke of luck, you match with one of these women who previously liked your profile, here's a little tip. Wait for 24 hours. And if they haven't messaged you by then, perhaps it's best to gracefully bow out. You see, you've most likely been matched with for validation and attention. While these women continue to believe they're one step ahead because they snagged a top 2% guy, while you merely belong to the top 5%, it's high time men gave up on those dating apps. Not only do they breed delusion in women, but they also take a toll on your self-esteem. Instead, shift your focus inward and work on improving yourself. Things won't change until men collectively stop falling into the trap of simp culture. Now, let's break down the women you encounter on dating apps into 3 categories. First, you've got the women who simply can't find what they're looking for in real life. We're talking about the older ones, and the ones society might unfairly label as less conventionally attractive. They turn to dating apps as a last resort. The second group comprises the pros, the ones who are there to sell something. These are the hustlers in the digital dating world. Finally, you've got the college girls, just dipping their toes into the dating pool to see what kind of experiences guys can provide. They're not necessarily on there for the long haul. They're after memorable stories to share on their next girls' trip. Now, I've always believed that once you grasp what dating apps are really about, you can use them to your advantage. However, it also hinges a lot on your location. If you're not in a bustling metropolis, I'd argue it's not even worth the effort. These ladies on dating apps aren't typically on the hunt for good, solid men. They're after wild tales they can recount to their friends. Sure, I once had a pretty decent dating app profile, filled with snazzy pictures showcasing my lifestyle. I matched with plenty of women. But here's the kicker. Most of them had no intention of ever meeting up. I've matched more than once with women who openly admitted they were engaged or already in a relationship, but just seeking a bit of excitement because they were bored. Social media, for all its supposed benefits, has wrought havoc on society, ushering in a wave of degeneracy. This avalanche of choices doesn't necessarily equate to better options. When a potential buyer is inundated with choices, they often end up merely shopping instead of making a purchase. Conversely, when someone finds precisely what they're looking for in one package, they're more likely to make a decision. It's a phenomenon that explains why men might fixate on a single profile match, whereas women go on countless dates, sifting through a multitude of options, sometimes deluding themselves into believing they deserve the top 2%. Men often grapple with dating apps due to imbalanced gender ratios. Typically, there are more men than women on these platforms, sometimes at a ratio of 3.5 to 1. For every man to find a match, each woman would need to date multiple men simultaneously. But fewer women initially join dating apps, leading to a 4 to 1 male to female ratio. Women are also more selective in their swiping, engaging with fewer profiles than men. This gender disparity could be attributed to qualities associated with men, like assertiveness, making them gravitate towards online dating. However, unless a man belongs to the top 5%, his options are limited. Quit dating or explore opportunities abroad. Many view dating apps as time-consuming, with in-person approaches considered too risky for the potential rewards. Furthermore, not all women on dating apps seek relationships. Some seek attention or validation. Statistics suggest that around 25% of women on Tinder are uninterested in relationships, and another 25% are already married. This, coupled with skewed gender ratios, compounds the challenges for men. How it differs in a more constructive light is that for an average guy like me, the initial experience had its challenges until I refined my profile. I transitioned from getting just one match every 2 weeks to a satisfying 1 to 3 matches each week. That's a considerable improvement, ranging from a x2 to x6 enhancement in my match frequency. And it's worth noting that these matches came from my free account. Interestingly, I noticed that when I ventured into the paid services, my results actually took a dip. So, it became a learning curve understanding the dynamics, how to sift through potential connections, and getting the hang of dating through these apps. I approached it with the commitment of a full-time job, all while expanding my social network to potentially find connections elsewhere. So, here are some recommendations for fellow guys in this realm. Shift your perspective on dating apps. Treat them as tools for learning rather than just dating. Embrace your single life and take time for introspection and self-improvement. Consider broadening your horizons through travel and connecting with women from diverse cultures. As they say, you can judge a person better while traveling or having a meal with them. Use your dating apps just for that hour of loneliness, otherwise, all these mid-looking women will not right swipe on you and make you feel worthless. So, be careful, there's much more to this than meets the eye. But hopefully, these insights help improve your dating experiences. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you can be the first to know when my new video drops. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.